Okay, so this video is about transits. This thought has been sneaking up on me, so now that I've been able to truly confirm it or fully confirm it, I'm going to talk about it. So I'll tell you what I used to initially think, and it probably somewhat still rings true, but for the most part, I got a new conclusion. Transits, because the planets are influential, I used to believe that transits are like sort of like compelling, or you could say forceful type of energies that hover over oneself to, like I said, influence or persuade one to behave a certain way, to say certain things, or to allocate certain information to certain parts of one's life. And this, and like I said, this somewhat still rings true. However, um, it doesn't play into the same scheme of what I've been talking about when um, expressions of a sign are the functions that bring the result of a house. So this probably already sounds a bit confusing, right? Especially if you just listening to my videos, you're like, "What the fuck is this dude talking about?" But to catch you up to speed rather quick, if you haven't been listening to me, in astrology, there's certain rules that I found that applies to manifestation, and that is wherever the sign is in your solar dial or sun chart is the expressions that is needed to obtain the results of the house that it's in. Meaning, you don't do it backwards and look at the house and say, "This is what I want for my house." So, or the house that it's in. So I'm going to first express the functions of the house. You must express the functions of the sign first in order to get the results of the house. And then those results are governed by that house. And then subsequently, these things can be shifted to your natal chart. You will see how they are applied to your natal chart should you be looking. I would say that's even for more advanced individuals who tap into what I'm saying. So the difference now that I found with the transits is that you would think, or one might think, I'm not going to say you would think, but one might think that because, let's say, the moon is in Cancer right now, that whatever occurs right now in the laws of manifestation, I would chalk up to the moon being in Cancer as the confirmation of that. And it would be, or should I say no, not the confirmation, excuse me, the expression of what is happening today or tomorrow, and then it will result into the house. And for Pisces, Cancer is the fifth house, right? And then whatever that result is would be governed by fifth house logic, which is entertainment, leisure, fun, speculative matters, children, gambling, romance, and all of that stuff, right? So, um, now I say that the way that I've come to this conclusion is that like making money online, right? So, um, a thought might have a thought has crossed my head to say, okay, well, since I made some money online today, is it because I've expressed myself in a homey feeling, or like thinking about the security of the money that I already have? Like beyond that, I want more, which is kind of like a Cancer thing, to stock up on security to the, like, there's no end to it. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of how I approach things today. Because I was just out there and was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna try to make some more money, whatever the case may be, and it's happening. So in a way, yeah, but let me not digress. And if I attain the monies from those things, should that money be governed by the fifth house? And I'd have to say no. And I'd have to say no because of this. If I go back to the first rule that was applied, is that the characteristics of the sign, once they're expressed, they bring the result of the house that's governed. I'd have to chalk up the sales that I've made to the internet, to astrology, to things that are assigned to the sign Aquarius. Okay, and for Pisces, Aquarius is the 12th house. So those things are expressed, right? Astrology and the internet. And then the results go into the 12th house, which would be my private life, what I isolate, what I do in isolation. And it could be uh, bed pleasures and stuff like that too, or secrets, confidential information and stuff like that, right? So now peep this. This is where my initial thought was going with what I obtained from the money that I'm making, right? Like, oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna apply this to my private life and shit, right? And then I had to think about it, and I said that would be the case should I've been receiving um, sales that go straight to the funnels of where my products are, right? So it's like if you come to my YouTube page, for example, my YouTube channel, when you click on the icons and the banner of the channel, it'll take you, one of them will take you to the website where my products are. Now, if a person goes directly through that funnel and purchase astrological products from my site, then that is considered as a sale made through the expressions of Aquarius by astrology and the internet, which will result in my 12th house of privacy. However, because I've been commenting in the public forum, which is the 7th house, and pretty much interacting with the potential customers, or the customers rather, and it goes as far as negotiating, especially with everything that's going on right now. I understand everyone's situation, so I'm willing to cooperate, right? Compromise in order to solidify these things. So what happens in this process is I had to realize that when the sales are made, these are Libra expressions that are solidifying and manifesting these sales. Therefore, for Pisces in the sundial, Libra is in the 8th house. So therefore, the results of these sales are going to my 8th house. So they will be applied to the things that relate to my 8th house. And not for nothing, like, because I'm a business owner, we gotta turn in our taxes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Our quarterly taxes, we gotta submit that. So go figure, right? My sales, part of that money is going to allocation for the taxes that I have to turn in quarterly. And I have some other things to take care of inside of the 8th house as well, including investments, which is fun, right? But, you know, these are things that I had to sit and ponder on and really think about to continue in this belief that the logic that I've concluded works. So now that we have that covered, I want to get back to the moon and Cancer and what this means all about moon and Cancer and all of that, right? Because it does have some type of significance. And as I said in the beginning, transits, I'm starting to believe, are confirmations of favor, of preference. So when, you know, when the religious people, they say, you know, God favors you, or you're in God's favor, and you can tell by the things that are happening for you, you're doing great and keep up the good work, right? I'm coming to the terms that that is what the transits are, like symbols of telling you that it has been confirmed that your state of being are for these things as they are occurring. So although I've negotiated with Libra expressions to obtain revenues for the 8th house, there is also a confirmation being sent to me saying these things are relative strongly to Cancer, to your domestic life, to your home life, to your nest egg, to the building of security for your home life and domestic life. And somehow, some way, that will result into the functions of the 5th house, which is, like I said before, speculative matters, gambling, children, entertainment, fun, leisure time, romance. Did I say that? And, you know, all the other things that are associated with the 5th house. It does not necessarily mean that it's going to happen right now. And I think a lot of us get caught up in the, well, I'm not even going to say that a lot of us do. I know I strongly get um, put emphasis on the moon, right? Y'all have heard me speak about this. I track the moon often, and I attribute a lot of things to where the moon is in astrology. But now I'm starting to come to terms with, okay, well, these are signifiers, these are confirmations. They don't mean that the actualization, the manifestation of these things are to come about in this very moment. They're just confirmations in this very moment to let you know, should I say, that you're on the correct path. And what that path is, um, it's not linear. So this gets chalked up to as how Pisces, I told y'all Pisces to, track the moon because that's part of your identity. You're changeable and your mind gets lured a lot with the moon. It still pertains to that. However, it's something to keep in mind, right? It's something to file in your subconscious mind and say, this is going to come up later. You're going to remember this time. You're going to remember this moment in time. You're going to remember what led you to it, which is a sail through astrology and all that. And you're going to see how this moon is just confirming things for you in the bigger scheme of things, the bigger picture, right? The unification of all 12th house shit, right? The moon, 12th house rules the subconscious mind, filing away in the subconscious mind. Subconscious mind, it's not the conscious mind. So it doesn't mean you have to be on it right now in the exact moment, right? It's a fleeting moment. The moon will be in Leo in a couple of days. You understand where I'm coming from? So, yeah, we'll talk about this perhaps on another time. I'll wait until people get in the comment section and open up the discussion more. Oh, by the way, before I go, speaking on this sales and stuff like that, I know at the time that we're in right now, the economy is going to shit pretty much. But still, we're still out here doing the best we can. So I got discounts for every astrological product that I have right now. In case you want to strike now while the iron is hot, just email me and we can negotiate something. All right, I'm out, y'all.